Yo, man, yo, fuck what you going through, fan 007, nigga, man. Shout out to the fan movement, nigga. What up, niggas, you good?
What's happening,
player? Yo, I'm back with the guest. We got Lush one on. Yo, Lush, what's goody, man?
Man, you know, just lamping me and Teddy Grizzle playing a game of dice right now. We shooting some dice on 145.
Yeah, you stupid, man. So look. All right, so you back to respond. Did you hear the interview?
I did. I listened to it in its entirety, and to be honest with you, okay, this whole issue is such a dead issue to me, and I'd like to move past it. I'd like to this is the final thing I'm going to talk about this event, because we already got other moves to make. Like, I'm already on to the next. I'm already, I already told you, working with Ruger Rail, working with a few other major entities in the battle rap game. Like, I got some shit popping off. I can't even focus on that. I'm attending 3 events next week, which I'm going to be up in the mix at, so I ain't got time for this. This has already been addressed, but there are so many lies and inconsistencies that it's only right that for me to come on and just give people some clarity, because dude went on there and told a lot of lies and was trying to manipulate the public perception.
So let's jump right into it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even waste no time like that. All right, so as far as the contract, number one, what's your response to this? Like, were you involved with the contracts, yes or no? So we should bypass that whole situation. You got nothing to do with that.
No. I didn't have anything to do with the contracts, but I did speak to all the artists on the card, and I was aware of some of the dynamics of their contracts. So I did not. So I was not involved in writing them or seeing them. I don't know exactly what they contained, but I do know that artists were not. He was on there saying that artists received their deposits. These artists did not even receive half of their payments, which is, and I know in his contract he's saying, like, he's trying to say certain things like, oh, he worded it like this, like that, like that. It sounds like from the jump he was planning on just doing things in kind of a shady way. If you notice, within the first few minutes of the conversation that you had with him yesterday, he was utilizing terms like, when referring to Debo and myself, he was saying use. Well, I was going to use Lush like this. I was going to use Lush like that. I should have used Lush like this. Use. He's already thinking of things without even realizing it. His true intentions are coming out. He's talking about manipulating. It's not like, who are you fucking using? And his comments about, well, the West Coast has such a tainted image and the West Coast is this and this and that. Last time I checked, King of the Dot has thrown nothing but successful events all year in the West Coast and have one of the most booming divisions in all of battle rap, period. And that's undebatable. There's the classics that Avocado and J Pro have produced at the Bunker for King of the Dot West.
True.
So to say that the West has some kind of black eye or blemish or some outside entity is going to come in and fucking save us is very disrespectful. Not to mention, LA Battlegrounds has shown tremendous growth. I'm
gonna be real true. I kind of thought he was talking about you when he said that. I thought he meant you gave it a black eye. That's what I was assuming.
If he did say that, then fine. Like, but that's what he was talking about was the West Coast.
But he did word the West Coast, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't say Lush One gave he was referring to us all. He was referring to the collective West Coast, which, and even if you look at URL and the growth that KG and Floss and all them have done with URL West, and now, he just had Danny versus Young Cannon out, and from where I'm standing, that battle was fucking fire, you know what I mean? Like, so California and the West Coast is actually flourishing as far as battle rap. Now, have things been mismanaged in the past? Yes, obviously. Have I been attached to things that have been mismanaged? Absolutely. I've also been attached to some of the most successful events in battle rap history. So it's like that's just a very odd choice of words and accurate information. At the end of the day, he went on your show. You can check the files. You don't even have to dig that deep. He went on your show and said he planned on paying all the rappers in full. He said that on your show on the first interview. Go back and check if you don't recall. He said he was, now he doesn't owe anybody any money. You know what happened yesterday? He got salty because he saw another league picked up disaster versus official. He got butthurt. He was sick. I had no reason. Look, I was in the clear. He was like, yo, Lush One's all good. If I did something wrong or I did something to lead to this, I would have just kept my mouth shut. But I'm speaking out, and I've been speaking out because our people in the battle rap community, our people within the culture were treated unfairly and haven't been taken care of, and this needs to be addressed. He was talking about all this shit about sponsorship. Lush One was supposed to – I'm not the sponsor of the event. It was never agreed upon that I was supposed to be the sponsor or even find sponsors or procure sponsors for the event. I was just supposed to be a host.
But he's saying that you came to him and said you had a sponsor who wanted to help out with the event, and then he could never get the sponsor on the phone, but you could. And then, you know, he had his people contact the company that you were saying you was connected with. They said they didn't know who you or the other guy was, and the email went back to the IP address to your computer at your home.
Now, first of all, if you know anything about computers, that's not even the way IP addresses work. You know what I mean? There's no IP addresses that lead to a specific house. That's not the way it works. First of all. Second of all, yet I brought him actually 4 different sponsors. He didn't want me to discuss any semantics with them. Every sponsor that I brought them, they were not able to close the deals for whatever reason. The one sponsor that I brought to the table that wound up to not come through, that shit was not my responsibility at the end of the day. The fact that something fell through with a sponsor and it didn't happen, that's not my fault.
Was that sponsor real, or was it something you was making up? Be honest, man.
I would never. What would that do for me? Why would I do anything like that? That doesn't even. How does that benefit me in any way or capacity? All I was trying to do was find more sponsors. Like, how does it benefit me to say I have a sponsor that doesn't exist and invent that? How does that benefit me in any way? Can you explain that?
Oh no,
I'm still not able to put 2 and 2 together behind a lot of shit that's been said. There's a lot of shit that don't.
Okay,
let me ask.
What about this? He's saying you wrote him a check for $4,500, and he didn't deposit it because he was worried that it would bounce. He went to cash it, and they said that the account was in a negative $127 or something like that. He said you wrote him a bad check. What about that?
I had already said I did write him a check. I wrote him a check that was post-dated. There's no check that bounced. Okay. There's no check that bounced ever. I said, if you pay the debt that you owe, which we had a conversation, himself and me on the phone, and we had a conversation. And this was the Monday after the event. He was talking about the debt that he had, and I was like, look, if you take care of everybody, don't even worry about what you owe me. If you take care of everybody, I will loan you some cash. Essentially, I was really just calling his bluff because I knew that he'd been lying the whole time and wasn't even spending. Because like the day of the event, if you listen to previous interviews that my wife and I did, we spoke on the fact that the camera people were saying they hadn't gotten paid yet. It's now a week after the event. There's still fans that bought tickets via PayPal that have not been reimbursed. Many, many fans have not been reimbursed. You see them tweeting it. You could look at today. There's several tweets to them. Where's my money? Where's my refund? There's sponsors who actually did come through. I don't want to put their name on blast, but they're one of the biggest sponsors, and I'm pretty sure they've worked with you in the past. There's sponsors that did come through and actually give money, and now WFF is refusing to give them their money back. So it's like these guys are looking for any excuse to try to divert attention from the fact that they owe money. So they want people to be talking about other shit instead of the fact that they owe money to the rappers, to the people that bought tickets. These are facts. All this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why it kind of is crazy, because it sounds like from what he's saying, he didn't even shut the event down. Debo shut the event down. So I'm still lost.
See, okay, that's another thing I'd like to speak on. That's a good. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. Now, like he said that he made a comment in the previous interview. None of the girls was tripping until Debo came in there, and then they all started wilding. Yeah, you want to know why? Because Debo was the one dealing with their finances. Debo was the one. He was the one that was paying them out. He was the one that was going to be receiving the cash from Aaron and distributing the money to them. So they weren't even aware fully. They knew you could listen to interviews that Official and other artists have done, and they all say this had nothing to do with Lush or Debo. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fucking this guy Aaron made these promises, and he didn't come through with them, so we didn't battle. And they rocked as a unit. Of course, they're gonna Debo's the one handling the finances. It's not fair to his brand when he's showing solidarity as Queen of the Ring for them to want to battle if they're just gonna pay some people. And here's the thing: if there hadn't been, I'm not gonna front. There's been times in the past where at events when we were still learning, you can't pay artists out the door and all that bullshit. You feel me? But what you do is you discuss things with the artist in advance. And if everything had been right, if everything else had gone right with the event and everything was cool and there wasn't no issues and no credit cards getting declined, like passwords, like I was trying to say on the show yesterday, when he pulled up to the event or to his hotel, he had to use his own card because Aaron's card declined. And the following day, everyone's card, everyone had to switch rooms. All the girls, literally, everyone had to switch rooms for a while because his card declined. So if they didn't have to deal with all this extra fuckery and not getting their plane tickets until the day before the event and all these extra things, something probably could have been worked out. But at that point, Debo had no reason to trust that money was ever going to be there, that his artists were ever going to be paid. And who would have been accountable for it then? He would. They would have fucking had his head on a stick. If I told Pass or Caustic or B-Dot or any of these guys active, don't trip, the money's going to be there, everything's straight, and they battled, or Diz, and then the money wasn't straight, he'd be fucking furious. And for him to say that the majority of that money, debt was all that he owed was all Diz, that's not true. Diz was just one of many people that he owed, and he hadn't even received half of his full deposit.
Yeah, but he said that in his contract it states that the performers will be paid after the performance. So he's not, if that's what his contract states, he's not wrong for not paying them before they battle. The contract said that they would get paid after, even though it might be the norm to pay them before.
If the contract states that, you are correct. But if there's not even half of a deposit, if you haven't even received half of your payment, if everything is going wrong, if nothing is organized properly, if things are out of control, and there's no guarantee that money's there because little things are going wrong, then that are already breaching the contract, and the contract's already been breached, then all that's null and void. And that contract's already out the window. If in the contract it says we will provide transportation for you, and that's not there, and that doesn't come through, there's various aspects of the contract. Like I said, I didn't read it, but there are aspects of the contract that I was aware of that were not delivered upon on their half, thus nullifying, thus putting them in breach, thus holding them accountable. So it totally changes the dynamics of everything when you look at it from a legal perspective, if they're already breaching the contract.
If y'all saw all of these things going wrong, y'all saw all of these red flags, why still go through with the event? Like, why wouldn't y'all just be you know what, we're not, why wait till the day of for the fans to come all the way out there for this to happen? Why not just send it a while?
Let me ask you this. That's a great question, Driz, and I feel you. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this. What would you do if you, what am I supposed to do when my only role is host? It was made clear that I'm not the event organizer. My brand's not even attached to it. They changed it. It didn't even say Fresh Coast. It said West Coast for several months up to that point. What am I supposed to do when my only job is to make sure that I get paid and go through? And that didn't even happen. But, is it my responsibility to tell fans to not come to the event when I'm being told by the promoter, okay, don't worry, the money's going to be there? Let's say, even if in the contract it said the artists don't get paid until after they perform, if they just showed that they had the money there, if it was it's right here, look, it's right here, you about to get it, That would be a completely different story. But it was clear that the money was coming out of the door, and they weren't even paying. Like, they probably owe fucking the venue money still. I don't believe that they spent that $53,000. I think they're that much in debt. I don't even think they cashed out because all the cameramen, all the other people was running around talking about where's my money at. They was also, where's my 3 stacks at? Where's my 4 stacks at? We literally were hearing them say this. So if they're not, I don't believe that people have even been paid in full, and they are expecting everything to come out the back end.
God damn, that shit is crazy. Hey, yo,
so
you know what?
At the end of the day,
go
ahead.
No, go ahead, Lush.
I was gonna say, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't I definitely wouldn't have like even if I did something like make up a sponsor when there's no reason I would have to do that, and that does that, which I didn't do, like, that still wouldn't have even covered 1/10 of their expenses. 1/10. Yeah. So for that to even be brought up, for that to even be, for me to even, that's like a clear attempted slander using somebody's name who's already got a name. It's easy to say Lush One fucked it up. Everyone, that's why people had to go out of their way to say Lush One didn't fuck it up. And Drizzy, you yourself was on there a few days talking to us on the show. Yeah, this wasn't Lush One's fault. You yourself said that. So for y'all to get and listen to this dude who's some fucking clearly on some con artist shit, try to flip the script on people like Debo and myself who are part of the culture, and y'all should see through that off top. You feel me? It's not even about him being dragged. It's about him taking accountability, which he already did.
But I mean, he did though.
He said, he did.
He accepted all.
He did verbally, but there was no follow through. Nobody was getting their money back. That he came on the show, and then that was it. And then he was expecting at some point down the line that's going to get handled. Hell no. Serious Jones sure held me accountable for when I owed him money, right? He wasn't playing.
You know what?
Right?
I got a question. Lush. Why did you actually cut him a check?
I cut him a check because I intended on. Because I really would give that dude a loan if he would pay these people off. I really would. If I saw an act, I'm not going to fucking put money into an event, which I barely even have, you feel me, that's gonna put me in the hole that when there's no footage, no battles, nothing happens, I don't benefit from it, and there's no, like, I was doing that at that time because I was like, yo, you pay this money off, I will give you that loan. Just pay the money that you owe to these artists. Take care of them. Take care of the fans.
So wait,
that lost.
So the check you gave him,
I canceled it.
I canceled. You can't. I mean, but why did you give it to him to begin with? Is what I'm asking. Why?
Because my intention. Because he told me he was going to be. He was taking care of everything. He told me he was taking care of everything. And at the same time, I honestly did feel bad that we weren't able to lock down any sponsors and shit was going wrong. Like, I was like, oh, fuck. That shit was fucking with me.
So where's the sponsor?
With me. I was like, damn.
That wasn't sponsor money? That was sponsor money, or that was your personal money?
That was my personal money. That was my personal money that I was.
I've lost it. How the hell are you just the host, but you giving him $4,500?
Exactly.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly.
It doesn't make no sense.
Exactly.
No, I don't understand why you gave him a check. I'm lost on why you gave him a check. It doesn't make no sense to me why you would give him a check.
Because I was trying to get him to pay the money that he owed. I was trying to get him to pay the money that he owed.
So after he did that with your money, then what was going to happen?
No, he wasn't going to do that with his money. He was going to do that with his own money. He was going to do that. I have to see him cash out and actually do that. And then I would be like, all right, then maybe we could get something popping. You manned up. You took accountability. Let's fucking work now at this point. You know what I mean? Let's work. And let's get the fucking, your next event budgeted properly and make sure that media is taken care of. So people like you and people like Unbiased and people like Rap Grid and people like and BattleRap.com and all these entities are taken care of properly, so the event's promoted and you get a trailer on World Star and all that other fly shit. You feel me? Like that's what it was. My intention was like, yo, are we still rocking together? I came to the event that day at 10 in the morning. At 10 in the morning, just to get shit ready.
I swear to God, hold on, Lush. I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off, my nigga. I gotta cut you off because I swear to God, I am not following this shit right here, bro. Let me get this straight. So you knew he needed money or what? I'm just lost at how he booked you the host. That's your only responsibility the host.
I was supposed to host from the jump. I was like,
okay.
My name was on the flyer from the jump, and then they put.
I get that. I know that. The host. I'm trying to find out why you was giving him money. You were saying you gave him money to pay the artist out, so everything could be squared away. Like, why is that your? Why are you giving him money?
I shouldn't.
That's what I'm lost at.
That's why. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't be doing that, especially for people that aren't gonna follow through. At the time when I did that, I was thinking like, fuck it. If this is gonna save the event, if this is what's gonna save the event, fuck it. Here you go, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even though I didn't realize how in debt they were. This is before I had been to the venue and I saw the elaborate setup and how much money was spent. I didn't realize they kept saying they had dough and everything was going to be all right. They kept saying everything's straight. They kept making, you know what I'm saying, dude drives a fucking 6 Series. They kept saying
this shit crazy because when he came on, he said you were supposed to be getting him a sponsor. So
I tried to get him. In fact, I did. I tried to get him a sponsor. I tried to get him multiple sponsors. I tried to get him, but that was beyond the scope. That was beyond the scope of my responsibility, though. That was just me. That's what I do. Anyone that's ever worked with me, they know that I try to go the extra mile and bring more things to a situation than just my value as a fucking face reacting to lines on stage.
The last show, you agree with him that you were supposed to give him a sponsor for $5,000. That came out of your mouth. You said you had a sponsor for $5,000, and then you said that you was giving him the money because the sponsor fell through. So you wanted to give him something because the sponsor fell through. But you just now said you were doing it just because you knew he didn't have money. Like
No. I never said I knew. I never said I did it because I knew he didn't have money. I never said that. And you were right the first time. It was a combination of the sponsor falling through and me trying to help the situation because this is something that I believed in. That's it. You know what I mean? But I didn't owe him that money. It wasn't $5,000. $40. It's not money that I owed him. I was just being cool. I was trying to be cool. There's nowhere that it was ever stated that I owed that money to him. It wasn't. I was trying to help out.
Right.
You feel me? And then I was like, I was only doing that under the assumption that we were gonna have a fire ass event and the shit was gonna be dope. And then afterwards, everyone was gonna be taken care of. And then boom. I kind of figured at that point he probably wouldn't even need that loan from me. He probably would tear that check up if anything. You feel me? Like fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't even trip, Lush. Like, we got you. But I was like, yo, if this is what you need me to do to demonstrate that I still rock with y'all, even though y'all did me so dirty, and like you still want me to actually show up to this event, like, cool, let's do it because I actually want to build something. Let's do some shit. Let me try to help as much as I can. So I got multiple sponsors on the phone and multiple sponsors. I brought them to them, and for whatever reason, they didn't rock with them. In fact, Caps, I screenshotted you a conversation between one of my sponsors and myself that said the only reason they didn't do it is because WFF doesn't have a reputable name. Is this true or not?
I'm going to be honest with you. I knew you was going to bring that up. And I'm saying I'm going to be totally honest with you. You screenshotted me something. I don't know who it was. It was about sponsors. That could have been anybody. It wasn't even a number. There wasn't nothing on it. But hold on.
The phone number. I left the phone number on there. We could, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to bring the sponsors on the phone.
I'm just saying. I did see that side of the conversation. I can't say that that's a sponsor. I cannot say that. But to be fair, he emailed me some shit. That's just like
saying, I can't say that's really like your IP address. Like, did you see? Has anyone seen my IP address?
Nah, that's true. But hold on, I was getting ready to say something at the same time. I was going to say he emailed me, supposed to be a conversation, but that was a screenshot, and I couldn't see nothing either. So I was going to be clear.
Okay, so there you go.
Clear, you know what I'm saying, from anybody. But you did screenshot me a conversation, yes.
Okay, there you go. So with the number available on there. So if you chose to do your detective work, boom, you could. And you have my permission to call my homeboy Donovan and be like, yo, I'm Lush's boy Caps. Chop it up with him, and he'll tell you. He's been in the breakdance industry for a long-ass time. You feel me? So shout out to my boy Boogie Down Donovan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's multiple sponsors. In fact, one of the sponsors gave money, and now Aaron and them are saying you don't get your money back because like blah 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 blah. And they're not giving the one sponsor that did come through and cashed out. They're now asked out of their money, and Aaron's saying he's not giving them their money back. How they sponsor an event that didn't exist. Like, what I'm looking at is facts. What you like, everybody else is looking at is, oh, Lush one stupid ass name fucked shit up again. Lush one fucked up again. But really, how? When this is just a situation I was brought into that it's so, I'm supposed to be just the host, and here I am offering to fucking help come out of pocket and spend money because you guys can't get your shit together after you said from the jump, don't trip. We got it on lock. We got the dough. It ain't no problem. You feel me? So how is that even like? The whole thing is fucking lame, and it doesn't add up, bro. And they haven't paid the people even half their deposits. They haven't paid back the people that bought tickets to the event. Like, how do y'all feel about that? Drizzy, did you get your ticket money back yet?
Nah, I didn't buy it. I was gonna pay at the door.
Okay.
Because I already was skeptical about the whole thing, so I was like, I'm gonna just pay at the
That's
door.
what you were saying last time. That's what, Right. So you got your money back on site then?
Yeah.
Okay. See, if I had even known he was coming down, I would have got you in. I would have tried to got you in, but there was no jig at the door regardless, apparently.
No, that's all good.
Hey, let me ask you, the negotiations, the negotiations were active and with Norma Bates. Was that done like outside of the contract, within the contract, or what? Because that seems to have been the main problem here. That's what ended the event. Is because
that's
Norma
what he keeps wanting to bring attention to that. But the real main problem is the fact that he didn't pay people the money he owed, so they didn't rap. But there's a difference. There is a humongous difference, actually. It's not that clear. Because at the end of the day, y'all was saying he ain't have the bag, he ain't have the money. That was one thing. He's saying he had the money for everyone else. He just wasn't paying for Norma. That's retarded as fuck, bro.
Uh-huh.
That's retarded. I mean, come on, really? He had the money, so he'd rather spend it and not try to make it back on the pay-per-view that he was planning on having, and not try to make it back on YouTube revenues through Queen of the Ring, and not try to fucking like make them when he knows he's a smart dude. He knows there's different ways he can monetize that footage, and he's not going to get the battles done. He'd rather have the event get shut down over a battle that was added to the card after the fact. That don't even make sense.
I hear you, but as far as Norma Bates and Debo, though, I want to go back to Norma Bates and Debo and disaster. Like, what happened there? Because there seems to be a problem there.
Well, Norma Bates apparently. Two people are saying two different things, and I don't know. But my instinct is just gonna rock with Debo because I already know that this dude has lied about so much other shit. Debo ain't never lied to me. Why am I going to believe this dude that lies? Like, if Norma was saying she was owed money, she said it. I'm saying, like, she was expecting dough, so why would she make that up? Why would Norma make that up? Whether it was wherever that was supposed to come from. Whether Diz had it worked out as to where he was going to pay Active and Norma out of his money, however that was worked out. Diz didn't get his money. Just didn't even get half of his deposit. So how the fuck so that kind of makes all that shit null and void. And then you're trying to get people to battle for free when you know that when they've already said they're not going to. When there's already been agreements made. I don't know what the agreements were because, like I said, I was outside of the contracts and all that shit. I had nothing to do with the business aspect of the event whatsoever. I had nothing to do with it, and that's been stated numerous times. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks that I even have to come in here and justify this shit, to be honest with y'all, because we already knew what time it was beforehand. This is nothing. There ain't. So
everybody, this is wild to me. Everybody knew it was bad business, but y'all all still said, "Fuck it, let's do it anyway."
As a host, I'm just as a host, it's my job to render services. You pay me to do what I do, so I was just doing a job. If you have a day job, you deal with certain clientele you might not want to fuck with, but it's like, fuck it, I have to. It's money. That's just the nature of working. Now, will I be working with this organization in the future, with this promoter in the future? Absolutely not. Do I want them operating in the West Coast in whatever capacity? Would I prefer them to? No, but they're going to do whatever they do. But I think it's pretty sleazy to be planning other events and making other moves when you're not even paying people that you owe money that were on your first card. Now, you define what the fuck a culture vulture is. You tell me what a culture vulture is.
Man, this shit, you know what it kind of seems like looking from the outside in, I'm be totally honest with you. It looks like everybody really was just trying to come up. Is how the stories really look. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. Like, it looked like he wanted, and he kind of broke it down like that. Everybody was benefiting from the situation. You was going to benefit name-wise. Your name would have been attached to a historic card. He's absolutely 100% right about that shit.
That's true.
That would have been a great look.
True. I agree with that.
He would have benefited. Debo would have benefited. I think everyone actually would have benefited.
Right, and we all did our part except for the guy that was supposed to have all the money. And that's where it got fucked up. He was the money bag from the jump. He was a dude. I didn't even ask for anything crazy to host. I asked for the same amount of money as Malathion to host. And Malathion, you know what I mean? Like, I asked for the same amount of money as Vague and Bab. We were all going to get paid the same amount to host. And it was less than any of the battlers are getting paid. So.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, yes, my name would have been attached in a good light, but guess what? Regardless of bullshit that's happened, my name is fucking good enough for me to continue to be one of the most prominent figures in battle rap. And
I mean, that's true, but I still think it would have been a good look. I don't want to undermine how good of a look it would have been for you. But you know what?
It would have been a great look. It would have been a great look. So why? Of course, that's why I wanted the event to go down.
You know what? You just said a name. Who? What's the timekeeper's name again? Malthon, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Now, who is he? Is he a part of the event? What's he playing this? Because his name came up multiple times.
Well, I mean, he's the one that introduced me to those guys. He was the primary event facilitator under them. But he didn't really have any say-so, or at the end of the day, he would pretty much just bring them people, and and they kind of utilized, or as I said earlier, quote unquote, used us as they saw fit. So that was really the extent of Malathion's involvement. But they made him feel like they were trying to pump him up, like, yo, you're the man, you're running this shit. If you look on the World Freestyle Federation Instagram page, you can see that there's a video of me saying, Mally, you got the keys to the West. It's on you now, baby. This is your event. Mally, you're running shit. And I did that like 2 or 3 weeks before the event. Just to try to, pump his name up and shit. Malathion's been working with me since grind time.
So what's he saying in all of this?
I think he's trying to stay as neutral as possible because, he has close ties to pretty much everybody involved. So he doesn't really want to. I think he feels pretty defeated and overwhelmed by the whole situation.
Okay.
But my boy Malathion's Brazilian. He's going to be straight. Like, he's going to be straight. He's a smart dude. You know what I mean? He put in work he helped build the KOTD Ground Zero for the past 4 years. So, you know what I mean? He definitely ain't no stranger to the game. Even before that, we were working together on Grind Time. He was on my staff at GT. So, Malathion's going to be all right. I know that he hasn't been paid anything, and he put in way more work than I did on this, and he hasn't been paid anything.
Oh, nobody's been paid yet either.
No, but that's the whole thing that I keep coming back to. It's like, who the fuck would throw an event and then have the money there and then not do it? That don't even make sense. Oh, if Debo was barking and it was my event and Debo was fucking being aggressive and I owed him money, I'd be like, here's your money. Now go shut up and fucking be chill. Get a drink. Enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Why would you why not just boss up in the situation instead of being like, well, I ain't going to spend no money. Fuck this event. Fuck all the fans. That's essentially what you're saying. If you have the money and you don't throw the event, you're a fucking asshole. If you never had the money and you were depending on the door, you came on the show and lied multiple times. So either way, that motherfucker has to hold a big, cock-sized, massive L and just fucking absorb that shit. Absorb that fucking L. And pay the people that
it actually looked like Malathion is actually on his side in all of this. Now that I'm looking at some of his tweets.
He definitely is very loyal to World Freestyle Federation, and has never. I've never heard him say anything bad about them. But he's also loyal to me too. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy too. So like, you know what I mean? Like, we've had multiple conversations. Like, I know that he's loyal to them. I'm not trying to put his position in any type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to downplay, you know what I'm saying, to put him in any bad light whatsoever. So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's on,
damn.
You know,
all right.
That's not for me to speak on his behalf, but you know what I mean? I know that the dynamics and opinions have changed every day in battle rap, apparently. But you ask me, but like, and I understand, like, you know, like, everybody thinks they could have handled this situation better, and it would have been better in their hands. But these guys had their vision from the jump, and it just didn't go through. And they fucking finagled. They said they had money. They were supposed to pay. They didn't. They want to use all these other distractions after the fact, but the fact remains, the rappers haven't got paid. The rappers were getting kicked out of their hotel rooms and getting credit cards declined. The rappers didn't even receive half their deposits. They were saying either they had the money and they just chose not to do the event when people traveled from multiple cities all across the country, or they just didn't have the money and were depending on the door and they lied to you guys. So either they lied or they lied. And I understand. I mean, do I sound crazy right now? Do I sound like am I making technical sense?
Actually, when you say that part, that one specific part like that, either they had the money and chose not to do it. Well, actually, no. Either they had the money and then just choose it. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't really speak on the whole Norma Bates part because that really plays a very big fucking part in this. It's like what I'm saying.
You just dodged my question.
He's saying that
we weren't
Norma
even talking
wasn't
about
supposed
that.
to be. He's saying he never agreed to pay for.
But what does that have to do with all the other artists? How come the other artists can get paid?
Okay,
why not
hold
just
on.
say, okay, well, fuck Norma Bates battle?
I'm going to tell you. Because it makes total sense what he said to me. It makes total sense. What he said was he didn't agree to pay the Norma Bates. Debo said, look, either she get paid or I'm shutting the event down and nobody's battling. So that's where Debo said they had a previous agreement,
and they made an agreement, and Norma was getting paid.
Nah, he never said Norma Bates was getting paid, and in his contract to say that the artists get paid after they perform. And if nobody got paid,
who said that? Did Aaron or Debo say that?
Aaron said that, and he said he sent the contract out.
Right,
but Debo
doesn't say. But Debo said that Norma was supposed to get $500. Norma's saying she's supposed to get $500. So
I haven't spoken to Norma, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
At the end of the day,
a bunch of fucked up business going on by that shit.
It is a bunch of fucked up business.
Sound crazy.
But let me ask you that: really, what does this shit got to do with me at the end of the day?
Say it again.
What does this shit got to do with me at the end of the day? These dudes fucking up and not holding accountability. What does that got to do with me?
My nigga, I don't know. I mean, I don't know none of this shit. I don't know why the fuck you would be acting like you were sponsoring and you're not him. I don't know why the fuck you gave a nigga $5,000. There's a lot of shit it don't make no sense to me how you would give this nigga $5,000. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
None.
Exactly. Begin to understand that.
Well, you know, I guess you guys don't really know much about how people have such a misperception of me. People think of me as like, oh, the guy that fucked up the whole Alki David thing. No, I'm the dude that's fucking paid rappers literally more than anybody in this game. I'm the dude that fights for rappers to get bigger checks, suffers at the end of my own at my own expense to make sure that everyone's taken care of. A rapper misses a flight, just to ensure that they'll make the event. If we have to reschedule the flight for the next day, I'll just buy them a new flight that same day. I'll go out of my way to make sure everyone's happy. I'll pay them more money. I'm the dude that paid math and twice the amount I had already paid him after the whole disaster incident, just to make sure I made a wrong situation right. I'm somebody that holds extra accountability, sometimes to a flaw. So people really misjudge my overall character and don't understand. Like, really, my intentions are always to help, and that's all I'm always trying to do.
I feel you, my man.
Even if I'm in a bad situation, even if I'm dealing with an alkie and I'm dealing with someone that I know is unreasonable and not really seeing my vision and not really seeing what needs to be done in the eyes of the culture, I'll put my own ass on the fucking line. That's why I do shit like that. That's why I agree to spend money like that. Just because even if that's all the money I have, I'll do that shit because I care so much about this battle rap shit. It's almost to a point where if I looked at a motherfucker like me and the way that they was moving, I'd be like, damn, this fool's lame. This fool's lame. But that's how passionate I am. It runs that deep. And there's no reason to front on that because I've done so much shit in battle rap over the years. I wouldn't still be here. This is not a very profitable business, dude. If you're not a rapper, this is not a very profitable business. Everybody got side jobs. Everybody got side hustles. This is nobody's bubbling off this shit like that. And I definitely am deep in the hole. Pause. For the bitches. You say for the bitches and you negated pause. It's been literally like hundreds of raps that I'm in the hole over battle rap. And I still want to be involved. And then now I've found a way, and y'all are soon going to see what it is, where I don't need to even worry. I didn't even need to offer money at this juncture. I just chose to just to see, yo, is this fool really going to cash out? Are we really going to do some shit? What's the deal? That's why I did that. I didn't need to do that. I was under no obligation. I didn't have to. Fuck, we're not getting sponsored.
And one more thing.
We need money?
People ask me.
Fuck it.
I was going to say, people are asking me right now about this whole IP address thing. You said anyone who knows anything about computers would know that you cannot follow an IP address to your house, you said?
What I was, an IP address to a house, no, you can't. What you can trace it to is the nearest server that's by somebody's house, which is normally within a 5-mile radius. But no, you can't track an IP address. You can't be like, oh, apartment 217. You know what I'm saying? Like Lush's apartment. No, that absolutely 100% fact.
So you could trace it then. That shit is so he's basically saying it was within 5 minutes.
You could trace it to you could trace it to you could trace it to a specific region. You could trace an IP. That shows right there that he's fucking lying. You can't say like, well, I traced this to somebody's home. That's not the way IP addresses work. It's based on who your server is.
So he basically saying he was able to trace it back to your server.
Well, that's not true. That's great. That's false, though. What evidence do we have of this?
Hey, yo, this whole shit sound crazy. Everybody here gotta just hold the L. It seems like this whole shit is fucking crazy. Niggas is coming to the event mad late. The event starting late. Niggas ain't getting all their bread.
That sounds to me like one person need to hold the L. That sounds like one person need to hold the L.
Nah,
and it ain't
because at the end of the day,
it's definitely not one person.
Like it's not just on. It's not just on.
So
Aaron
it's on me.
No. I think everybody play a part in this because at the end of the day, Debo attached Queen of the Ring to it. I feel like he got to hold the L because he put his brand on it. And he was out promoting the event too, so he got to hold the L. You was promoting the event. You was hyping it up as well, and you knowing like we respect you and what you did for the battle rap game up here. You know what I'm saying? So we respect Lush One over here, but at the end of the day, your name has been in a lot of bullshit. And
facts.
I feel like if you felt like the event was going south or shit was fucking up, you should have just detached yourself from the whole situation because you don't really need your name in any more of these kind of situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need that.
You're right. You're right. I mean, that's it. But you're right. And the only reason I even got involved is because I love this shit so much. And I was like, ooh, there's a chance to do a dope card. That's all I was looking at. You know what I mean? I wasn't tripping on, like, my rent's paid, my bills are paid, I'm good. You know what I mean? This wasn't going to be my big come up. But it was a chance for me to be on a dope card and be associated with a dope card. So you're right. I think really the fans have to hold a huge L by not getting these battles. But thank God King of the Dot came along, and somebody who will remain nameless, but somebody who's very important in the battle rap world who will remain nameless, came through and put up the proper funding and made sure that the official versus disaster battle is going down. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm glad that the people are still going to get that, and hopefully over time the rest of these battles. You know, I know that don't change the fact that the event was fucked up. And you're right. Like me just having my name attached to any controversy is holding an L off top. You know what I mean? I acknowledge that. So it's like, you know, it's wrong. But at the same time, I feel like I was put in a very bad position. And oddly enough, from darkness, light emerges, and this has opened up a lot of doors for me to do a bunch of other shit. So I'm going to be straight, you know, and I'm going to continue to rock in the battle rap world to the point where y'all are way, way sick of hearing my name and seeing my face.
All right.
What's up? Do Angry Fan Movement got love for Lush One?
I mean, yeah, we fuck with you, Lush. This shit is just
we fuck with you.
Sad to hear. You know what I mean? It's really sad to just hear this shit. It's just like, you know what I feel like? I feel like y'all niggas really wild out because when he came up here the first time and he just took all the motherfucking weight, y'all should have just chilled.
Y'all should have left it alone.
Let him take the weight. We already know that he owed the bread. Let him deal with that. Y'all was going at the nigga on Twitter and all that, going back and forth for a day.
Well, but here's the reason why. But you're right. But here's the thing. I don't care. At the end, at the expense of my own public image, seeing myself look some type of way, I want to make sure that my people are taken care of. And my people are owed money. My people are owed money. So I'm going to make sure that these people are held accountable for the money that they're owed. That's the only reason I wilded out. I would have, that's what I'm saying. I could have just fell back and then not even said shit. You feel me? I had no reason to talk shit. I was talking shit because I was feeling some type of way. Everybody was owed still. If people got paid, I wouldn't have even needed to speak up. So all this other shit about fucking that's been used to deflect from the real main fact that motherfuckers weren't compensated, that's the real problem. That's the real issue. So you're right. You know, like, should we have talked shit? Fuck it. But nobody was living up to their word. People were saying they were going to pay that day, and then it wasn't happening.
I mean, honestly, we can't really say that he owed the battlers if the contracts say that they're going to be paid after they perform. If there's no performances, then he don't really owe them the next payment, to be honest, if that's what the contract states.
If that's what the contract states,
because it's not one contract. It's more than one. Like, he made one contract, then Debo revised it and made a whole other contract. I'm lost behind all that shit. What contract do you even go by?
Maybe I could shed some light real quick. That's very common practice in negotiations. You send a contract. Okay. Your lawyer looks over that version. Me. Every time contract I get is buffered through a lawyer. So I don't even deal with it. I have my lawyer explain to me the semantics and the details. But what happens is a contract is sent out from one party to the other. The other party then revises things. Basically, it's like a negotiation. Like, oh, I'll give you this. Like, nah. Like I'm selling a house. I'm trying to buy a house. I'll buy this house. I'll give you $3 million. And they're like 3.5, and you're like 3.1, and then they're like 3.3. You know what I mean? Negotiation process. So
yeah, but he's saying that's not even what happened. He's saying Debo changed the But he's saying Debo changed the contract and had the girls sign it. Like, he didn't even go back and forth for the negotiation. He changed the contract and had the females just sign it.
What he basically did was what's called a hard negotiation. If that's the fact, if that's a fact, because I can't speak on it, but from what I know of legality, so now I can't speak on that specific situation, but from what I know of legality, if he did that, he's basically saying, these are our final stipulations, this is the final thing that we agree to, and then it's on Aaron and them to either sign that version of the contract or the deal's off. So,
hey, yo, let me say something real quick. Hey, yo, I'm looking online, right?
If they never sign the same version of the contract, then there is no contract.
And if there's no contract, you don't owe nobody.
This shit crazy. Hey, yo, I'm looking online, right? I'm looking online for this whole IP address shit, and I want to clear the air. Lush is actually right. I'm looking at it, and it says you cannot track an IP address directly to someone's house. You can go in the region or in the area.
Exactly what I said.
Okay, it went back to his area. That's not what he said. He said Lush's house. This got to be fair. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't
so
track
he fucking lied again. He fucking lied.
You can't.
Like,
I'm
how many
looking at
times
it right
y'all
now
gonna,
on.
I love you guys, but y'all are not
clearly
listening.
says you cannot track it to a house. It clearly says that. It says an area. You can track it to the area. What's it say? Reverse IP
That's what I'm
addresses.
saying.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Reverse IP addresses, lookup services that geolocate routers. All right, you know what? Fuck all this shit. This is too much.
So, Cap, was I right or was I not right?
You right, but now my man's telling me there is a way actually and shit because he's listening to the show. So now I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. This whole shit is ridiculous, man. I would hope you would not do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why would I? Why would I even do that shit? It's retarded. It doesn't even make sense.
I mean,
why would I do that shit?
Unless you would do that, as on some look, you know what I'm saying? I'm really trying type shit. Like, I got niggas talk about this shit. Maybe that's why you would do that.
But the thing is, we did bring multiple sponsors. I did bring multiple sponsors to the table. They just didn't close any of the deals. Mile High Mountain Club. Shout out to Mile High Mountain Club. Free publicity. Shout out to Boogie Down Donovan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to BCO Apparel. Sponsors were brought on board. In fact, one of the sponsors did pay and it didn't get anything or any advertisement in response.
Man.
I know y'all are trying really hard to be neutral. It feels like I can sense the energy of the conversation, and it really feels like y'all are trying to be against me low key, and I'm just keeping it a stack because I fuck with both of y'all. It's like you're looking for a reason. You're looking for a whole
you know, the thing is,
Lush,
I'm gonna be honest. Out of all of these conversations with all of y'all, we still don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like this whole shit don't really make no sense, man. I just think it just was a bad event, man. Like, I don't know, man. This shit ain't making sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even about being negative, but when a nigga come, I'll be even more honest. That motherfucker don't sound like he lying. Fuck with the boy. I won't even front. He don't sound like he lying to me. You know what I'm saying? He's too kind. I don't think he would hit me up and just lie and like, I don't think he don't sound like
Do I sound like I'm lying to you?
Do you sound like you're lying to me? I don't want to say yeah. You're probably telling the truth about some things. You probably aren't being 100% truth about other things, I think, because it may look amazing. I think.
So you basically, okay, thank you for being honest at least. But I'm
not calling you a liar. I'm not saying that. You're not sitting here telling me every fucking thing you know about the back door, behind the scenes. Come on, bro. You're not. You ain't the same way he did either.
You?
I mean, there's anything like this. There gotta be something you holding back that could be negative on your end.
But
he's doing the same thing. He's probably doing it. Huh?
So you're just saying he's doing the same thing. So he's not lying, but he is. But I sound like I'm not. I might be lying about something. That's not what he's probably lying.
But you kept talking but Lush, you keep talking while I'm talking. That's why you didn't let me finish what I was saying. You would have heard what I was saying.
Okay.
What I was actually saying was, I think now we're at a part where, okay, the shit got fucked up. Now everyone's trying to save face so much before they can. I'm not saying you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you was only there to host. My nigga, there's really but so much. If you're only there to host, really, I don't really know what else I can really fucking say behind this whole board sponsors. You said they fell through, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I think at this point, everyone's going to minimize their part in fucking this shit up. And it's only common sense that you would do that now. Not you.
No, but you
everybody.
know what? I should take that being said, I take responsibility. I take responsibility for even being involved in some more fuckery. That's my name should not be involved in any fuckery. We should be on the phone talking about King of the Dot, Battle of the Bunker. We should be talking about Rap Grid and Mr. Fab, No Mask. Those are the conversations that Lush One should be having with Angry Fan Movement. I shouldn't be on here talking about me fucking up or someone else fucking up or there being fucked up events or there being any money mismanaged. That's my responsibility for even being involved in any type of situation, especially knowing, like Drizzy said earlier, just the fact that my name has the connotation that it does, I need to be more responsible because I'm an important person in this scene. I really am. I'm a very important person in the battle scene, especially in the West, and I cannot allow myself. So, like, I got to man up, and I apologize to all the fans, and I apologize to all the rappers and everybody involved that felt secure or felt a little better about things because I was involved and made them feel better because that's my fault. I assume responsibility. I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Even though there wasn't much time and it was difficult to lock anything down, and with more time I could have done more. I wish I could have procured more sponsors.
Here's my whole thing about it is that you can't really get too crazy with you, like I said before, because you were just the host. It sounds like the event was shut down. It's really between Debo between Aaron, because that's why the event actually got shut down.
Well, I want to say that I support Debo, to be honest with you. I understand y'all feel that way. But, like, just seeing the whole situation, if I was Debo, I don't think I would have moved much different. He was being protective of his girls. He's had situations in the past and issues. Y'all know he's had issues in the past regarding shit with the money and the girls and shit. And he's not trying to have no type of fucking slander. He's not trying to have any type of issues. He's trying to be good money. Debo has a rock solid rep, as you know what I'm saying, and he's not trying to like fuck any of his people off. So I gotta just believe Debo, regardless if the issue comes down to between being Aaron and Debo. I believe what the fuck Debo's saying. You know what I mean? Period.
Okay.
And I saw what I saw. I ate the fucking quinoa sushi rolls, and that's that.
I mean, hey, my nigga. I don't know what to say. Like I said before, all we could do is get the interviews. When this interview was up, it ain't like we fucking knew what the fuck happened still. Everybody just gave their version of what happened. Yes, I hear your version, Stanley. I hear his version. I hear your version. I can't go, oh, yeah, I believe this nigga. What I said was, he don't sound like he's lying.
It's clear.
That's his shit. Huh?
That's great. That's great. He's also a former police officer, so he knows how to, you know what I'm saying, he knows how to conduct himself very, very well. You know what I mean? Like, he knows how to conduct himself. He's a former police officer.
You still did business with him, my nigga, so I'm not really sweating that crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know that shit, bro. I wouldn't have done that personally, regardless. I'm not saying that there's not. I know that there's police officers in the business already, and I'm not hating on them if they do good business. It is what it is. I'm just personally choose not to fuck with police. You know, that's just me. That's just me, Playboy. I can't front. You know what I mean? Like, but regardless, you know, I understand that, and I understand that everybody wants to get money off of him too, so nobody wants to get too crazy. You know, it's the same thing. So it's like fools still want to get money, so I get it. You know what I mean? Trust me, I'm not mad at anybody that's hollering at him and trying to do business with him and get money because they think there's money. But I'm gonna let you know in a little secret. There's no money, dog. There's no money.
There's none.
There's none. So you could stop playing political and being nice to this guy and trying to protect him because he's not going to give you guys money in the next media campaign or any of that shit. Or else he would have already been doing it. If there was money to spend,
shit, nigga, you haven't either, nigga. Like nothing. I don't give a fuck about that. I might.
I know that. I did tell you.
Yeah, we don't get no votes from none of y'all. So that's even here nor there, my nigga. I don't care about that. I just want to get down to the truth.
I did tell you I give you $50. I did tell you.
You hear me? I want to get down to the truth. Fuck all that extra shit. We want to know why there was an event.
Not a syllable of what I said. I stand behind every single syllable that I said, and not a syllable was even close to that of a lie.
Got you. That's all I wanted to hear. Got you.
So, you know what I mean? It's good. And I told you, if Aaron showed up to the event and came through, I will PayPal you $50 or send it however you want it sent. If Aaron comes through to the event, if Aaron's actually there, I will make a donation on behalf of the Lush One Foundation to Angry Fan Movement.
That's what it is, my nigga. That's what it is.
Just let me deal with this $117 overdraft fee first.
That was a lie too. Everything.
Yeah.
So what? So basically,
you're not allowed.
You know what? Let me ask you this.
You're not allowed to divulge that information, homie.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you this. Did everything you say was everything? Just one straight lie? Everything was he? Was
no,
he
I'm not going to say
anything?
No. Not everything he said was a lie, but I would say the vast majority, and I would say 80% regarding myself, except for the part where he said it's not Lush's fault, and I should have listened to Lush more. Parts were honest.
Okay, so basically everything else was a lie.
No, I'm not even then, to keep it a stack. Not 100%. Like, there are certain things that he's telling the truth on, but at the same time, like you were saying, well, it comes down to him and Debo, blah, blah, blah. Like not really, bro. Debo fulfilled his end of agreement. He got all the girls there. He was there. They were ready to battle. The money wasn't delivered. They didn't even show him. They didn't even make him feel safe enough to battle and thinking that the money was going to be given to them afterwards.
Yo, man, yo, fuck what you going to fan 007, nigga, man. Shout out to Angry Fan Movement, nigga. What up, niggas, you good?